to them.
Oh, here we are.
Okay, here they are.
Good morning. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yes.
All right. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sunday Funday. It is underway. On time departure. Barely on time departure.
Time, let's go.
Let's go. I'm going. Wait a minute. All right. To get started today, let's come to the center part of our mat. Center, left to right, front to back, and bring the sides of your feet out to the sides of the mat. And then let's begin to plant the feet. We're going to put an awareness of weighting in the feet. So all you have to do is try to straighten through the legs and then pull the shoulders up towards the ears. And then keep that orientation of lift through the body and let the body drift forward. So we're not bending through any of our joints, all but for our ankles. And I want you to feel a pressurization coming into the feet. And in particular, the front part of the foot. I'd like you to take the ball of each big foot and kind of rotate it down onto the mat. And if the little toes kind of pop up, it's okay.
So we have big feet?
You do have big feet. Now, we're going to drift backwards. You know, big and women are two words you should never use in the same sentence.
Exactly.
We're going to drift backwards until we feel the weight bearing change into the heel of the foot. And there's going to be a lift from the front. And then I'd like you to kind of find balance between the front and back by drifting forward and back until it feels like the weight is relatively equally distributed. That's the front to back. Side to side, I'd like you to kind of be nice and rigid. And then, you know, the leaning tower of Pisa kind of leans. I'd like you to kind of force a lean towards your right. And then let the body kind of drift over. And then come back up center and then drift to the left.
Are we moving our hips?
No, we're just kind of moving the upper body across, and then we're going to find ourselves balanced between the two, where the upper body has equal weight bearing left and right foot. So now we have a front back, left side, right side kind of balance. Let's draw the shoulders back up. Let's open up the palms and let the fingers separate widely. So the question might be, why did we go through that stupid little exercise? Our kinetic chains originate off our feet. How our body moves is really dependent upon how our feet operate. So that's what that exercise is all about. Now, draw the shoulders up a little higher, straighten out the arms, and try to make the arms longer, like pull the fingers towards the earth as you simultaneously raise the shoulders. And if you felt a lot of muscular activation in the arms itself, great. Now let's sweep the hands backwards, take a big inhale. And as you exhale, pull the hips back, but keep the arms pulling back too. So we have a forward lean going on. Now, in this forward lean, I'd like you to hollow out the belly. And if you feel any change in the lower spine, like it feels like it's extending or getting longer, great. Try to give me a little bit more of that. Now make the chest proud, pull the arms back a little further, take a big breath in. And as you exhale, let the hands sweep forward and come up shoulder height. Our palms have turned to face. Keeping your fingers and thumbs separated widely, pull back a little more and let the knees just bend ever so slightly. Beautiful. Now, take the right hand, pull it forward, and let the shoulder kind of drift forward, and then raise that arm to the sky. You'll notice, hopefully, that your elbow didn't bend, for the arm to raise. Lower back down. Same thing left side. Now, before we go there, pull the right shoulder back, extend the left shoulder forward, raise the left arm higher. And then lower back down. So now both are equal in height. Pull back the hips a little more and give me that weight bearing back into the heels. So although we want balance and the work effort or experience in the feet, right now we're targeting the posterior chain muscle spider working backwards. I know how much you guys love explanations, right? All right. So now simultaneously, left arm, right arm, let the shoulders drift forward, let the arms pull forward, and raise both together. And then after the next breath, as you release it, fold down. Let your hands alight upon your mat. Step your feet back to plank. Take a big breath in. And on the exhale, pull the hips up and back to down dog. And then let the upper body drift forward and put the right knee down on the earth position it so that it's directly under the hip. So it's not under the belly button or not outside, but directly under the hip. Keep on the toes of that left foot, sorry, of the right foot, and then let the left heel rotate down so it's almost in line with the knee. Foot.
Turn your foot on its side.
Yeah, you're turning your foot on the heel of the floor is turning your foot on the side. I use different descriptors just to keep it interesting. Now, take the right hip and like draw it in towards the center line of the body. And if you feel that left side starting to lengthen a little bit, perfect. And then take the left heel, rotate it back up, step the left knee forward, put it down underneath its hip, extend the right foot straight back, rotate the right heel down onto the floor, and take the left hip and push it sideways. Off of the toes of the right foot, bring both knees back down, take the hips back, and as you do so, let's bring the feet together and let the hands kind of walk forward into child's pose. We're going through a number of different actively performed stretches here to get our body warmed up. We got a lot of work today. Okay, come back in, hands on your shoulders, feet, both of them turn out. So we have toes tucked under, pull the hips up and pull them all the way up into the sky. Come up onto your tippy toes, drive the heels to the earth, step both feet forward. Inhale, extend to a flat back. Widen the stance of your feet to the edges of the mat. And then pull your butt back. As you keep the orientation of weight bearing back in the heels of the foot, try to spiral them away from the midline of the body. As you inhale, extend the spine. As you exhale, pull back down. Make another effort here to try to rotate away from the center line, the heels of the body. Inhale, extend. Step the hands up onto your thighs, tabletop the back. Now, if your shoulders have decided to take a downward turn, we're going to try to lift them up to the sky by taking the elbows and rotating them in towards the spine. And as you do that, hopefully you're getting the expansion across the chest. Try to pull those elbows a little closer together and then come all the way up to standing with a nice proud chest. Inhale, extend the arms straight up. Flip the palms to face the earth. Bring the thumbs together. As you inhale, rotate right. And as you exhale, come back center. Inhale, rotate left. Come back center. Let's oscillate between the two sides at your own pace. Simply warming up our rotators and hips.
Don't move.
Yeah, your hips are basically motionless. Now, on the next breath, let's all meet in the center. Flip the palms to face. Raise the arms up about eye level so that the hands right about your eyes. Pull your butt back. Nice. Now, hollow out the belly. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, fold down. Step it back to plank. Let's take both heels, drive them towards the earth, and then bend both knees and lower them so they are just above the earth. Float the hips backwards towards the feet. Come back into your plank pose. The intensity of the work should feel like it's building. It must be, because I'm starting to breathe heavier. Come back to your plank. One more time back. Hold. Now from here, pull your hips directly up to the sky, coming into down dog. Let the heels drive to the earth. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, step both feet forward. As you inhale, extend to a flat back. As you exhale, fold back down, step the feet out to the sides of the mat. Try to take the heels and spiral them away from the midline of the body. Inhale, extend, flat back. Exhale, fold. Step the palms to your thighs, tabletop the back. Arms are supporting this posture right now. Squeeze the elbows together. Make that chest proud. Make the neck long as you do this. Drift the weight back to the heels. Keep the heels rotating away from the center line of the body as you inhale. Extend the right arm forward. Switch it for the left. Keep alternating. Everyone with both arms extended, as you inhale, rise up. Reach for the sky. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Face Up Sunday Fun Day. Pulling high to the sky. Take that belly button all the way down. As you exhale, let everything relax. Nice and warmed up now? Yep, says Kirsten. Got the thumbs up, hold the shoulders up. Open the palms. Butt back, hands sweep forward, palms rotate to face. Interlock the fingers, nice. As you inhale, raise the arms. Try to minimize any bend through those elbows. Now let the shoulders pull forward, reach forward. And then on the exhale, pull the shoulders back. Raise the arms a little higher. Inhale, exhale. On the next breath, release the palms, fold it down, step it back to plank. Body drift forward, and then let it drift back. Pull up and back to down dog. Let the knees drop just above earth, just above, not on. Pull your hips up and back to down dog. Drift forward to plank. Drift forward a little more, push with the toes. Drive the heels backwards. Pull the hips high to the sky. Bend those knees and lower just above the mat. Rise up with the hips. Sweep back to plank. Push forward with the toes. Drive the heels back as we shift back. Pull up the hips to down dog. Drive the knees down towards the earth. And now hold the knees down. Come back into your plank pose. And as the knees straighten out, drive the heels to the earth. Pull up and back to down dog. Step left and right foot forward. Inhale, extend. Exhale, fold. Widen the feet out to the sides of the mat. Externally rotate the heels. As you inhale, extend to the flat back. As you exhale, fold. Inhale, extend. Tabletopping the back. Bring the hands onto the thighs. Pull the weight back into the heels, but continue to spiral the heels away from the center line of the body. Squeeze the elbows together. So that bent elbow, each side squeezing together. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, stand tall. Sweep the hands forward and up. Interlock the fingers. Lift the arms to the sky. Let those shoulders go up for a little ride. Now take your right hip, extend it out to the side. Take those interlocked fingers and begin to drift to the left. We are not bending elbows, we are lengthening by pulling both hands high to the sky as we come across the body. Come up, center. Left hip pushes out. Hands reach skyward, pull and lengthen. Feel that nice stretch along the side body. Across the hips is where I'm feeling it. And as you come back center, release the interlock, bring hands over heart. Take the left foot, step it back. Keep nice and wide today. So we have the feet on the side, the feet on the sides of the mat, or as close, as long as you can maintain that nice, stable position. Now, in this position, I'd like you to power up. Now, we normally like to focus heels, we get more posterior chain, but today, I'd like you to take the big toe and the ball thereof and make sure it's connected to your mat and then straighten the leg. So we've got that front foot and the ball thereof, that big toe, nice and grounded. Spine's long. We're going to bring our belly into action. I'd like you to pull up and in the belly button. And then while you work to keep that nice, strong, engaged front leg, the right leg, we're going to hinge forward just a little bit. Now we're going to add more workload into this. And if the progression is too demanding for your body, just temper it off. Don't go to the next step. Just go where you are, or back off if you need to. Now lean in a little more. And on the next breath, lean in a little more. And on the next breath, try to lean in a little more. So we're trying to get close to tabletop. If your body doesn't go there, that's fine. And you know, as I said, what governance you need to bring to the practice today. If you can, try to descend just a little lower and then come back up and take the back foot, step it forward, exchange sides, keeping nice and wide. Follow that big left toe, the big one, on the ground, left leg straightens. I'm up on the toes of that back foot. I didn't articulate that before, but you should be with that back heel aiming towards the sky. We're going to start to lean in. Progressing through this on what feels body appropriate. Lean in a little more. On each breath, I'm lowering down. I'll ask you to try the same. Nice, slow breathing. Getting lower into this. And on everyone's next breath, come up to standing, step the back foot forward. Hands push to the sky. Good morning. As you inhale, extend. As you exhale, fold down and have a seat. Oh, so soon. What are we up to? All right. I have both knees bent and I have both heels, each foot on the floor. And I've separated them to the width of the mat. I have flexion in the feet. I have extension in the spine. I ask you to replicate my experience as best you can. Now, as we bring hands over heart, take a big inhale and try to make the chest proud. Let's interlock the fingers and pull the elbows backwards. So now your hands with the palms are kind of on your belly. And now we're going to kind of give ourselves a big hug. I'd like you to pull the elbows together. So we're both pulling in towards the spine. Keeping that neck long and reduce any stress, really. Just make it nice and easy. Lean back a little more. And as you do so, I'd like you to kind of try to hollow out the belly as you lean back. Now let's extend both hands forward. We stop that self-love thing. With the hands reaching forward now, separate the fingers nice and wide. Keep that chest nice and proud. And you know when you squeeze those elbows together, how it kind of felt? Try to give me that same muscle activation across the shoulders. When you're ready, inhale, raise the arms. And you exhale, you're going to lower down and raise as you inhale and oscillate between the up and down position. Your speed.
How much are you leaning back?
You should be leaning back, right? How much you lean back is all dependent upon maintaining that nice, elongated spine and neck. If there's any stress in those regions, you may be leaning back too far. Let's hold up. Let's interlock the fingers. Let's come forward with upper body.
Good. Right.
Hip flexor bit. That sounded funny the way. Hip flexor. Now, let the shoulders drift forward as you inhale and then pull them back on the exhale. So we're kind of like sawing, reaching forward and sawing back. Keep it going. Forward, back, and on the next breath, bring hands over heart. C-curve the spine, lower down the upper body slowly. Enjoy the journey. Nice. Extend the legs straight up. Separate the feet hip width apart. And then once you've done that, step the heels in. Rotate the big toes and the thighs to touch. Extend the arms down beside the body. If you have shoulder blades that are riding on the ridges of those blades, Flatten them out. It's basically another way of saying make your chest proud. Now take your belly button, hollow it out. And then when you're ready, let's try to push the heels into the earth and squeeze the thighs together. So the whole package to the inner thigh, all the way down into the hamstrings, or all the way across to the hamstrings, nice and active. Push your fingertips. Now we've cupped the fingertips. Let's push them in the ground and make the chest proud. Keep those arms long. We're not bending through the elbows. We're kind of lifting that whole lower body area as one integrated unit. So we're not flexing the spine. So the lower and upper spine, all nicely connected. And that lift isn't very much. It's just substantial for the muscle activation. Not required is how high we go. Just want to keep those muscles active. Squeeze the thighs a little more. And let's release everything. Let it relax. Extend the legs all the way up. Push the hands above the shoulders and separate the fingers widely. Drop the chin into the chest and begin to pull up one vertebrae at a time. Dive the fingertips down towards the heels and extend all the way through. Nice. Let's unravel this, come up into staff pose. And from staff, we're going to transition onto the left side. We roll over onto the left side. Left forearm is going to go down with the palm facing on the earth. And we're going to roll up onto the left hip. Now, if it's bony and it's causing a lot of pain sensation, bring a towel. Now we can do that. So when we roll up, I'd like you to take the left leg and extend it all the way out, and then step up that right foot, just so it's about thigh level. Put it on the ground. It's out in front of the thighs. For those that are directionally challenged by something else here in front of you. Now,
Visual learner.
visual learning. I got to see what's going on. Now, we're keeping up on the elbow. We're keeping the spine nice and long. And we have that rotation of the hips. Now, they're going to want to roll back. But I'm going to try to ask you, actually, I'm not going to try. I'm going to ask you to try to get them to roll so that if I were to draw a line through one hip socket, it would go perpendicular through the other one onto the mat. So just enjoy this nice side body stretch. You feel your left side kind of lengthening out just over the hip. Let's add some fun to this. Let's take the right hand, reach it up. Make the arm straight, turn the palm to face back, and then sweep the arm backwards. Now, if you've fallen into the shoulder, I'd like you to actively push up with that shoulder up off here. Nice. Now, take your left leg and lift it into the air. There's your right oblique. Obliques, there's two of them. Lower back down and raise back up. Now, if the intensity of this is too much for your body, you'll know, because your body's going to say, that's crazy. Don't do it. Don't hold for such a long time. Just try to activate the muscle without lifting the leg. And if you can, lift up, hold, and then lower, and then lift up and hold, and lower. And one more time makes 5 for me, hopefully the same for you. Let's sweep that right arm back down, extend both legs back out. We're going to flip it over to the opposite side. Very delicate transition. I think the Russian judge gave you a 9.8 on that. Stepping that left foot all the way up to the right thigh. The right leg is stepping forward. We roll forward to get perpendicular through the hips. We're not falling into that right arm. We're actively pushing up, and we're starting to enjoy that lengthening of the right side body. You're imagining the spine growing. And if you feel too much pull, again, this is all about self-regulation. Flex the right foot, push the right heel away from the body, and try to pull long the spine. Let's bring some other elements into this. Take the left hand, extend it up, flip the palm so it faces backwards. Sweep that left arm backwards. Beautiful. Hold that long arm, lengthening. Take the right leg. Now, begin to activate. If the activation in itself is crazy enough for your body, stay with that. If you can, lift the right leg up off the earth and oscillate up and down, same repetitions or same amount as the opposite side. And when you're ready, sweep it back to a seated position. These exercises are hard to transition, so you can guess. All right, now extend the legs, widen up the stance, sides of the mat. We're going to be in play today, like I said earlier. We're going to take the toes and aim them straight up at the sky, and then, like we do with fingertips, try to separate them. So right across the metatarsal region, you have that nice spreading. Mine don't do that. Well, even if they don't do that, try to imagine, try to get those muscles to create distance between the toes. No. Okay, I know. Now, I'm creating the distance as best I can. We have this nice staff pose thing going on, starting to build the work as we sit in this highly flexed state through our hips. Find length through the spine. Bring your hands out in front. Nice. Now, take the right hand, reach it up, high, and then lower, and then switch. So our lats feeling a nice relief. We're adding some work into some of the core muscles. You might feel the rib cage have a little pull through it as we raise arms, as we alternate from side to side. There's cross body stabilizers in action too. All just from moving your arms. Pretty remarkable, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
All right, keep the arms extended straight, interlock the fingers. As you inhale, raise both arms and bring the chest forward. So we're kind of like leaning into our staff pose. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, bring hands over heart and back to staff. Lean it back just a little bit, hollow out the belly, and now imagine from the sternum, the breastplate, you're going to lift up, pull back forward, hopefully around our sit bones now. We're going to bring the hands interlock forward. We're going to inhale, we're going to raise up those arms. Raise them higher this time if you can. I challenge you to challenge yourself. And then bring hands over hearts. Adding on progression. We're going to come down Pilates style, not an exact replication. One vertebrae down at a time. Boom, boom, boom. And then arise one at a time, nice and slow. Lean it forward. Interlock the fingers. We're starting to do this from a different spot now. We're bringing the hands, interlock fingers, pulling forward the shoulders as you inhale. Raise the arms. And then hands come back over hearts. Lower down. One agonizing, one slow descent down. And then one purposeful breathes at each vertebrae at a time. Hold nice and tall this time. Bring hands overhead. So we have the palms together. Bring the elbows together. So forearms touch. As you inhale, raise the elbows. Hold on this. Make the chest nice and proud. Beautiful. Now, as you inhale, open the arms, keeping the bend in the elbows, kind of like a goalpost. Sweep back forward. Push everything together. Raise the elbows a little higher. Sweep them out. Keep that elevation in the elbows. Come back together. Squeeze together. Raise a little higher. Open. And then come back with hands over hearts. One vertebrae at a time. Lower it down. You gotta shift it back. I got a landing spot for my big head. Plunk. Take the legs and extend them up and into the air. So we have a 90-degree angle through the hips. Let's take the heels, push them up to the sky. So our bodies are going to react based upon prior experience, which means that imprint that you have will determine how those heels push the sky. That said, I'd like you to try to hollow out the tummy, and then take your tailbone and lift the tailbone up off the mat. It's a different activation maybe than what you were experiencing. That's the one you're looking for right now. Now, take your hands, reach them up to the toe, keep those heels pressing to the sky, keep that tailbone up off the mat, but rotated the pelvis so that bony part of the lower spine is not touching the mat. And keeping that active now, take the back of the head off your mat and start to reach the fingertips up to the toes. Beautiful. Now this is a hollow hold. We're going to breathe this out a little bit, holding for 5 more seconds. And on the next breath, lower down, pull the knees up and into the chest, pull the forehead up and into the knees, and rock and roll front to back. I like to cross my legs to transition. You can pedal over your feet. I'm going to come up onto our feet. However you make it happen. Now we're in a folded position. Step the feet out to the width of the mat. Inhale, extend. Lift the hips back. Get that posterior loading going on. Keep the spine in extension. Take a big breath in. As you exhale, lower the knees. Let's step the hands in between the feet. And then rotate the fingers so that they aim backwards. And then begin to walk the fingers backwards and let the upper body fold into the legs. Now, squeeze your thighs into your body. And while you do that, push your hips high to the sky. Keep the legs squeezing into the body as you lower both hips. Both legs. As you lower the hips, both legs are working. Push the hips high to the sky. And then squeeze and lower. And squeeze and lift. And hold up. Push the hips high to the sky. Let the hands release from the position. Walk them forward so you are cantilevering. So you have weight back to the heel, length through the spine, and distance where you're walking the fingertips forward more and more. Feel that nice pull for the middle and upper back. Enjoy that for a couple seconds more. Now keep that nice extension in the spine. Unhinge. And sweep the arms to the sky. Back up to standing. Hello, pretty people. As you inhale, extend. As you exhale, bring hands over heart. Step the right foot forward, left foot back. Separate them to the sides of the mat. Back heel aiming sky. Front leg straight. Changing the orientation of weight. This is a tougher transition. Try to push the heel of that right foot more to the mat, but keep the big ball of the big toe still anchored. Take your upper body, lean in. Extend the arms forward this time. Now, here's where we kind of trick up the system a little bit. I'd like you to take the heel of the front foot and the ball of the big toe of the back foot and try to pull those two together. And when you feel that activation, try to intensify it by pulling a little more. And then bring hands over heart, switch sides. Same setup, opposite side, long, lean, extend, points pulling together. Do it, pull, heel, toe. Keep the spine nice and long, look forward. Sounds so positive, right? Looking forward as opposed to looking behind. Squeeze, pull a little more. Bring hands over heart. Step the back foot forward. Switch sides. Same setup. Whoops. Opposite side. Now, let's get this started. Next, come to an upright position. Take the back knee, bend it. Take the hips as a chop point, fold in. So we have a bend in both knees. Now, with the chop point in place, roll the spine, and now make both legs long. And take the heel of that back foot, push it, lift it to the sky. So you're high in the toes in the back. Hollow out the tummy. Bring the hands forward. Now, take the heel and toe, pull together. Keep that all active, raise the arms. Hands, heart, switch sides. Stepping it back, setting it up the same. Make it all connected, lean it in.
Lean down.
Yeah, we'll get there.
Mm.
Now take both knees and bend them, so we're coming to a more upright position, right? Now, lean, straighten, inhale, pull heel and toes together. Harder, raise the arms while you continue to pull heel and toe together. Bring hands over heart, back foot steps forward, hands push to the sky. As you inhale, extend. As you exhale, fold. Step back to plank. Give me a hover low. Give me a hover high. And do that 4 more times. Pull up and back to down dog. Step the feet forward. And then have a seat. Wow. Where does the time go? I'm just going to grab a little water. I hope you're doing well.
Cheers.
Cheers to everybody. All right. Are we having fun yet? Not as much fun as me.
Let's go. Come on.
Let's go. Come on.
Yeah, chop, chop, chop.
Chop, chop, chop. Let's roll down onto our mats. Now some of this, we wear the microphone. A little funky when I lie down. So I'm going to try to make this all work. We're going to take the left foot and I'm going to plant it in. And let's bring the heel close to the hip today so that the foot can be flat on the floor. I'm going to take your right foot, sweep it over top the left thigh. And then we're going to kind of find its best spot on your thigh, like a figure 4 stretch. Now, today, I'd like you to try to find that best spot. And then before we do anything, let's check in with what's going on with our body. If your left hip is lifted off the mat, I'd like you to try to rotate it so that it's back with the touch of the skin. It doesn't have to be pushing into the mat, just so that the skin is touching. And then we're going to try to keep that sensation of touch as we take the right knee without the use of our hands. We're going to try to keep the sensation of touch in the left hip as we try to rotate the right knee away from the body. So we're not rotating up off that left hip, we're going to keep it in contact and let that right knee kind of rotate with the effort of its own muscles. And then release that, switch sides. So this is a progression in stretching we're going to be doing. For those of us that get bored quickly, just letting you know, it's going to get interesting in a second. Same setup, opposite side, right hip, left knee. Let it open up. Find that nice extension. This is good for our exterior rotators. We're kind of stretching them out. They become really kind of buggered up by all of our sitting. Let's bring both feet back onto the floor, separating the sides of the feet to the edge of the mat. Take your tailbone and try to roll and pull it up towards the sky to make that low back, or as best you can, make that low back connection. Follow out the tummy. Nice. Now, take the right foot over the left thigh again. Let's rotate the knee. This time we're adding in. We're going to take the left and right hand and wrap it around that left leg and begin to pull in both legs towards the upper body. Now, many of us like to practice the roll up off the hips. So the pelvic girdle releases off the earth. We're going to try to keep the ridge of the pelvic girdle on the mat as we pull in. Now, use the right leg here to help push away the left leg from the body. And while you do that, let's make an effort with the arms to pull the left leg in a little closer to the body. It should intensify that stretch. If you feel burning going on, boy, you've got some tight muscles there. Now release that, switch sides, set it up. With your hands wrapping that right leg, the hamstring is on that leg, of course. We begin to pull in, we hold, we execute the rotation of that left knee, pushing away from the body. And as we keep that push actively working, we're going to pull the right leg in a little more if we can. And then let it release. Pull both knees into the chest, come all the way up into a seated position. Extend the legs all the way out. Take the hands as you step them inside the legs and start to walk them forward and let the upper body C-curve through the spine and let the head just kind of dangle away. As you inhale, extend your flat back, walk the hands back. We're going to sweep the legs around and lying face down on the floor. I'm going to talk this like Kirsten works it because mic doesn't work well when I'm face down on the floor. We're going to bring our hands directly under the shoulders, separate the fingers nice and widely so we have a nice opening. Now, while we lay this down, we're going to make sure that the front of the face is hovering above the earth. We're not looking to the side. We've activated the muscles of the neck. Now, let's step the hands out to the sides of the mat. So they're still about shoulder height. We just widen where they were positioned. We're going to try to pull the elbows higher to the sky. And then we're going to try to squeeze the elbows together. And then we're going to pull the belly button up and into the spine. And then you're going to take the right arm and extend it forward off the ground if you can. Keep it on the ground if its intensity is too much. Keep the arms straight. You're reaching forward. Imagine there's $1 million just out in front of you. You've got to grab it. You're just like an inch away from it. And then bring that right hand back. Switch it up to the left. Get the $1 million. Reach for it. Try as best you can. If you're compressing through the neck, take a break. Now come up onto all fours. You're going to sink up to all fours. I know that was such an intense thing. People enjoyed that so much. I could tell Kirsten's face was going, let's get me out of this pose. We've got feet, hands, knees, all to the width of the mat. We're going to let the chest push through the arms. We're going to take the head and pull it to the back of the back of the head, pull it to the sky. You're going to take the belly button, hollow it out. You're going to take the right hand now and extend it forward. And then switch it to the left. Now we've just got one more stretching to do. And then alternate left to right. And then hold up. Take the right hand and sweep it through and underneath the left. Take the right shoulder and let it descend down onto the mat. It's like threading it, you know. Push the right fingers forward. And back up. All fours. Thread the needle, opposite side. With that popping, but that's just my body. And back up. I'm going to finish off with a few cat and cows and a wide end and wide-legged stance. Take the center of the spine, pull it to the sky. Take your belly button, hollow it up, pull it into your spine. Let the head just kind of fall and keep tension free through the neck. Let's reverse this. Let's push the chest towards the earth. Let it descend in between the arms and take the tailbone and back of head and rotate them up in the sky. As you continue that rotational effort of the head, pull your belly button up and into the spine. Keep it pulling up and into the spine as we reverse this position. Send the spine below the sky. You're tucking the tailbone under, letting the head dangle. And then relaxing. And pulling the hips back. Extending the arms forward. This is a wide stance child pose. And then come back up. Tuck your toes under, pull your hips up and back. Step your feet forward. As you inhale, extend to a flat back. As you exhale, fold back down. Bend the knees, sweep the arms skyward as you arise. And as you bring hands over heart, let me thank you for your great effort today. Appreciate everyone joining us. Namaste.
Namaste. You're doing a good job.
I was trying to use some cardboard to keep the microphone from being so floppy.
Look at the camera.
Yeah, sorry, there's the camera.
Hello. That was great.
That was good. Good. It's different.
Happy Sunday.
Thanks. You too.
Have a nice day. I have to go.
Have a safe trip.
Yeah, travel safely.
Thank you. I'll drop your line when I'm back. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Hey,
That was
How come
good.
you guys are still inside? Hasn't the storm gone?
Yes, but.
It rained overnight.